Hi there, Cathy Harding from C-VILLE Weekly. Good morning, and it is morning. We're out here asking people where they get their daily news from, and we're stopping in where folks are having coffee, because often reading the morning paper and having a cup of coffee sort of go together. And we're doing this because the cover story this week is a look at Media General, and Media General is the parent company for the Daily Progress, and they're not in great shape, and they've already altered or shut down some of the properties that they own in other markets, and we take a look at what Media General's financial woes might mean for the Charlottesville market. And in the meantime, we're asking people where they get their daily news from. So stay tuned. We're going to check things out on the mall. Question is where you get your daily news from.
Most of my daily news comes off of Channel 19 or Channel 6, whatever it is, in Charlottesville television.
Thank you. Sir?
I get it off the internet and morning news on WINA.
And what about you, sir? You ready?
I get most of my news from Fox News at 6 o'clock and the Wall Street Journal.
Most of it off of Channel 29 TV and some off of WINA radio.
Do you ever read the Daily Progress?
No, ma'am, because I'm partially blind. I don't get the paper.
I understand. Okay, what about you, sir? Where do you get your daily news from?
From the radio, WINA.
Local papers, I get the Las Vegas Review-Journal, Las Vegas Sun, and on the internet I read Wall Street Journal, New York Times, Boston Globe, Washington Post.
My goodness, you get a lot done in the morning. Yeah. And I'm going to reach across and ask you where you get your daily news from.
Primarily from the internet, as well as NPR in the morning and MSNBC or the morning talk shows.
Any newspapers?
Not physical newspapers, Washington Post and New York Times websites.
Websites, okay. And let's come around here. Sir, do you want to tell us where you get your daily news from?
The Wall Street Journal and the New York Times, primarily online.
Online. Do you read any physical print papers?
American Banker.
How about that? Young man, where do you get your news from? Okay, great. Where do you get your daily news from?
C-VILLE.com.
Where do you really get your daily news from?
NewYorkTimes.com.
Do you read any physical newspapers, any print?
New York Times on Sundays. Available at Morsels in the basement of the Omni at the east end of the downtown mall.
Where do you get your daily news from?
WashingtonPost.com, the C-VILLE, This Just In feed, and CNN, Drudge, MSNBC.
You read any print newspapers, the physical?
Used to get the Washington Post daily up until about 2 months ago. Now we just do Sunday.
Great, thanks. Where do you get your daily news from?
The Daily Progress.
Do you read it in the print edition or you read it online?
Print edition.
Wonderful, thank you. You're welcome. So there you have it. People are getting their news from a variety of sources, and the future of the Daily Progress and Media General is certainly not known to us, but we're curious to know about people's reading habits as they change and their news gathering habits. If you have a thought on this, please post a comment online with our story or drop a line to mailbag@cville.com or send us a letter at the office. I'm Cathy Harding. I'm the editor of C-VILLE, and we'll see you guys next week.